Hello divine beings, welcome to this free training, Choose Your Wellbeing, a guide to self-compassion and self-love. How does it get even better than this? Before I get started, I would like to take a moment and to invite you to please receive my gratitude for taking the time to be here and listen to the information that I have to share. And on the other hand, I would like to congratulate you for allowing yourself to get empowered with the knowledge that I have, with the experience that I have. And I just want to tell you from the beginning, this may be something that you're not used with, or may be different than the things that you have experienced so far. Yet, I chose to create this training to invite you to look from a different perspective, from a different angle. Maybe there is something that you haven't considered so far. So, you see, we live in this world where we are bombarded with information. We receive information from so many people, from so many books, from so many platforms, from everywhere. And we have been paying for courses that we bought and they are there. Nobody actually touched any of those classes. Or we've been looking very, very fast and we moved on. Yet I'm coming and I'm asking you, how much of that information did you actually allow yourself to embody, to be it? So more or less, this is what I'm going to speak about in this training. Some of the informations that I may share, they may be new to you. Some of the informations that I may share, they may be known about you. I come to you with a big request. Please, just for 30 minutes today, forget everything you learned so far. Allow yourself kind of to come naked and drop your barriers. I'm inviting you to literally kind of visualize on hypothetically way that you just take off all your clothes, all the knowledge, you leave it at the door and you come here with an open heart, willing to see things from a different perspective. And if you feel you cannot do that, I have to tell you right here and right now that this training may not be for you, and I don't want you to waste your time, so please feel free and you can go. I am who I am and I'm not going to change that. And you may be wondering who I am. Well, my name is Ilioara Ormenisan. I'm a certified life coach. I'm an Access Bars practitioner, facilitator, practitioners of Access Energetic Facelift and Access Body Processes. I'm a Theta Healing Therapist. And I'm an infinite being. And I am also someone who spent the last 7 years working with myself, doing inner work to heal my relationship with my mom, to heal the traumas that I had since childhood, to empower myself, to build back all my confidence, all my self-esteem, as I had almost none. This is what qualifies me to show up today and do this training for you. And I chose this approach on the well-being and compassion, but not for me to come and give you informations and definitions. I'm here actually to challenge you, to invite you to question yourself. So for example, what does compassion means to you? Do you have a definition for that? So you see, my definitions about compassion is all that kindness and goodness that you have inside you, that you want to do and give and be for everybody else, but you're not willing to be it for yourself. I used to be one of the people that would do everything for everyone, and maybe you are too. At any time of the day, no matter how many tasks I had in my life, I would never say no. I would have been asked, can you please do that for me? I would rearrange my world, my schedule, my things, just to be able to help that person. Please allow me to break it to you that if you are one of that person, like I was, there is no compassion towards yourself. There is no self-love towards yourself. There is none of that. And usually we feel guilty. How can I be compassionate towards myself? You are compassionate for your neighbor, for your best friend, when they go through situations that are tough, but you're not willing to be that for you. You may fall down the ground and you will still feel guilty. You will still feel that you're selfish, that you're considering that. And if you don't believe me, ask yourself, where in my life I hit rock bottom, and when I wake up, when I was aware of what's going on, it is a lie that we were aware. We weren't aware. You wanted to go back to your things. You wanted to go to work. You wanted to go and pick up your children maybe. In the conditions where maybe you weren't in that place. So how many times in your life you actually dealt with that? I just want to let you know that it is okay for you to show allowance, kindness, gratitude. Sometimes even letting go of the things that are not serving you. Just show that compassion to self. And it is scientifically proven that when you show compassion to yourself, you are able to live with less guilt, with less criticism, with less ranking, always looking up to be perfectionist. And again, what does compassion means to you? What does well-being mean to you? You're happy just to go to work and come home and, cook and clean and maybe put your kids to bed? That's well-being for you? I don't know. Ask yourself. So for me, well-being is actually when I'm aligned, when I'm not stressed, when I'm relaxed, when I'm doing my tasks or my job with ease, when I have a wonderful relationship with my boyfriend and with the friends around, when I do take the time to relax myself, either that is a massage, either that is a bath. What else? When my job is fulfilled, when the relationship that I have, when my mindset is on the right path. What other areas? When my health is balanced and I'm looking forward with proper nutrition, I'm looking after myself, after my body with a proper nutrition, when I'm actually having a balanced life. So this is for me well-being. And now I'm coming and I'm asking you again, how many times do you actually think of your life like this? How many times do you put yourself first? What does mean to you to put yourself first? What's your definition for this? And you may be like, yeah, you keep saying this, but just give me more. I would really want you to take this very serious. And I would like you to actually consider that you have paid for this training £1,000. And literally tap into that energy. Okay, I paid £1,000. What's the value behind this? Because there is. And literally, if you stop for a moment and you look at your life, look at your actions in relationship with yourself, with your loved ones, with your co-workers, with your friends and acquaintances, how do you react? Or how do you act? Do you get triggered easily? Are you overwhelmed? Are you criticizing yourself? What are the patterns that keep showing up in your life? Ask yourself all of this. So yes, we can look at well-being in all areas of life. And there are so many techniques that you can choose. And maybe you are doing some of them. But are you doing it because they work for you or because they work for somebody else outside of you? Maybe your best friend is doing something and she shared with you and you were like, okay, yeah, that's interesting, I'll do it. But what I would like you to understand here and now today is, are all the things that I'm doing are functioning for me? So I got inspired to do this training because I noticed how much we live on autopilot, how much we are always busy. We don't have time to go for a walk in the park with our best friend. We always have stuff to do. We always do things that people recommended to us. Just because, yes, that's totally fine. I do things that people recommend to me. But there is a point where I get an awareness if it works for me or not. And this is what I would like you to actually look into your life. How much do you function from autopilot mode, and how much do you actually function from what is working for you, what is suitable for you? Was it really your choice to take all those actions or not? And again, well-being means multiple areas in your life. And we can go on the things that work for your body. We can go on the things that work for your mind. We can go on the things that work for your soul. Like, these are the three main categories that create greater for a balanced well-being. That state where you feel good with yourself. And I know you may know so many techniques. And I have plenty that I can share with you. But the point is, okay, I do have all these techniques. I have uh, mindfulness practices. We have what else? Body tools that we can refer to it. We have soul techniques. We have sound healing. We have even Reiki. We have so many things. So let me just mention some. We have meditations. We have connecting with nature. Maybe for some of you is grounding. Maybe for some of you is earthing. Maybe for some of you is just having a pet. That unconditional love that the pet, your dog, your cat, or whatever pet you have is giving you. Maybe you prefer color therapy for your soul, or maybe you prefer prayer. So there are so many techniques for the mind. You can stop reading a book. Again, I didn't create this just for you to, for me to actually come here and give you some techniques. The point is not that. What I'm encouraging you to do is actually look at, okay, I'm doing this, whatever they are. And then, is this really beneficial for me? Is this serving me for greater? Maybe it is time for you to declutter in your life. We hold so much onto things only because somebody gifted us. Only because your bestie recommended some technique and you weren't that present and aware to actually stop and say, is this actually working for me? Is this something that I want? Sometimes we just do something for the sake of other person in our lives. And I have to make two disclaimers. The first disclaimer is, all the things that we're discussing today in the training are not to replace any medical treatment. Yes, I can mention some things that can create greater for a better well-being state, yet if you're suffering of any medical condition, please seek medical advice. Second is, I'm not an English native speaker, so here and there some words I noticed that on camera are not pronounced completely, or I may do some grammar mistakes. And I just want you to know that I'm totally okay with that. Yet, I'm doing it here and there. And I may not be aware when I verbalize it right now, and I may be aware later. Yes, the need of judgment is showing up, but then I catch it. And you see, how many times do you actually judge yourself, criticize yourself, blame yourself for some things, oh, I should have known better, I could have done better. That's a judgment. That's not kindness to yourself. But you see, in the moment when you are present and you catch that judgment right away, like you say something but you catch it straight away, that doesn't count as a judgment because you pick it up straight away. Yet how many times do you do that in a day? How many things you're saying to yourself that you're not even aware that you said to yourself, unless maybe sometimes a friend is picking up, drawing your attention to it. Literally, if you drop your barriers and you're willing to look at all these situations and ask yourself all these questions, but in a way that you go deeper, not only on the surface. We are experts on suppressing how we feel, thinking that we can do it. But what we actually do, yes, we can do lots of things. We can push ourselves. And that's totally fine when you do it once in a while to get through a tough situation. But when you do this over and over and over again, you don't create nothing but overwhelm and burned out. And now I'm coming back to compassion. If you would really had compassion towards self, you wouldn't get in the situation where you actually burned out. Yes, I'm pushing myself this week, but the next 2 weeks I'm taking rest. I'm taking longer breaks. I give myself the space to recover. And if you don't do that, do you really want to know what you will create? It's not only that you create burned out. Your whole nervous system will literally shut down. When that is happening, you function from freeze and flight mode, fight and flight. And if you do that every single day, fight and flight today, fight and flight tomorrow, your body is shutting down and is sending you to bed. And sometimes maybe longer than you expect. And here I'm speaking from experience. What if we can change that? What if we can bring the balance and equilibrium in our life so we can actually be there for our loved ones? And picture this, like if you keep doing the way you were doing it so far, what do you think will happen? Really? What do you think will happen? You will literally go back to bed and you won't be able to be there for your loved ones. Why not instead be compassionate towards yourself? Show yourself love and kindness. Be open to discover techniques that can help you. So you have two choices here, the way I see it. First, you kind of do a decluttering with all the informations that you know, all the techniques that you learned, all the tools that you have from friends, family, coaches, whoever you have it. But you do it in a conscious way. You stop and you go and ask yourself, okay, is this serving me greater? Is this making me money? Why not? Is this bringing me joy? Or maybe something that you're like, oh, I don't want to see it. I don't want to do it. And you do like this with all the things that you have, all the tools, all the situations. And ask yourself, okay, a part of, is this serving me? Is this creating greater? Do I really want to do this? Is this something that I really want to have? And you move to the next one, and to the next one, and to the next one. And then, after you do a balance with that, ask yourself, what else can I discover? Who can be a contribution to me? Who are the other persons that can add to my life? Or what other techniques can I embody? Maybe it is yoga. Maybe it is access bars. So for example, 90% of the people, they don't know what access bars is. Yet, there are also a high percentage that they don't even know what it is, or they didn't consider searching it up when they hear about it. And there are so many techniques. Sometimes maybe you don't need anything else but a bath. Like literally. Maybe you feel with your energy so low. You have no idea how much a hot bath with salt and I don't know, maybe some candles, maybe some bath bombs, they can create magic if you really allow yourself to experience that, to gift yourself that. But if you feel guilty that your child is staying 1 hour with his dad or her dad, and you're not allowing yourself to gift this 60 minutes just for your soul, how is this showing kindness to you? Maybe it's not having a bath, maybe it's something else. But if you actually take the time and you look into the, like you're truly being present, like in the moment, okay, I'm feeling a bit off. What else actually would be for me? What could contribute to me? What I would fancy right now? So for me, sometimes it's like, just leave me alone. I just want to have a coffee and I want to write in my journal. Don't bother me. Excuse me. Some other time for me is having a bath. I literally shut myself into the bath. Again, when I close the door, my boyfriend knows, like, he doesn't bother me. Or, what else? Sometimes I just feel like practicing Ho'oponopono, which is a great tool for compassion. Because Ho'oponopono, it is a tool for forgiveness as well. And when you are willing to forgive somebody, you show compassion to yourself. How amazing is that? And literally, if it would be for you to take something home, would be these things. What if you can tap into the presence? Like literally be there with you and ask yourself, is this really serving me? Is this really something that I would like to do? Or is there something else that I would like to choose? So be present, be aware. It is really about find a way that you create a well-being living and state, and you show compassion to yourself, but in the ways that they work for you. Not because somebody recommended to you, not because your friend said so, not because your parents send you to try something. Yes, we're grateful when they gift us things, but on the long run, what are the things that are bringing you joy? And some other time is like another takeaway that I would really like for you to take is, okay, what is required for me here? What am I missing? What would I have to try in order to clear this or to let go of something? Even to love myself a bit more. Sometimes it's like literally stop criticizing yourself. Stop seeking for perfection. Stop comparing yourself with XYZ person. That's kindness. That's gratitude. If you get these two things, okay, am I present in my life? What this does mean to me? Would I really love to do these things? Are they creating greater for me? Are these things serving me? Or is time to move on? And sometimes we may miss information and something else may be required. So the second main point that I would like you to get is, okay, what else haven't I considered? Yes, I know this, but maybe I missed something. Maybe I didn't look from the right angle. So for example, I had a situation, is not coming into my mind right now what that situation was. What it sticked with me is like, I was hearing, think outside of the box, think outside of the box. And I was like, yes, I'm looking to think outside of the box. What would it take for me to actually think even broader? I stayed in this question, what else am I not seeing? What else is required? I understand I have to look outside of the box, but what is outside of the box in my case? 3 months I've been doing this, but I was willing to look. And I had moments when I was like, yeah, I know this. And you're like, and then I was, okay, stop. If I didn't knew this, what would be one thing that I could find outside of this? This is what I'm inviting you. I'm inviting you to presence and awareness. I'm inviting you to kindness and allowance towards yourself. And if you really love yourself, even though I learned that we are always work in progress, but everywhere where you're not loving yourself enough, you can be present and aware and ask one of these questions. Sometimes we're simply not willing to receive. And sometimes we're missing information, but we don't consider looking for more, going more than we are allowed, more than the square we have. And I don't know if you're aware or not, but in one way or another, we are in our own box. We are the creator of our own reality. If we're not changing this, nothing changes. If you're not getting out of your square, if you don't stretch a little bit, you will still be there, conditioned. And this applies in all areas of life. So where are you? What is showing up in your way that keeps you away from having the well-being that you deserve and that you are seeking? You may not be aware that you're seeking for it, but in the moment when you feel like, I'm not happy, something is missing. Or sometimes we have this saying like, I'll be happy when I'll have that. I'll be happy after I graduate. I'll be completely happy when I'll have a child. I'll be, and always searching outside of you, when actually it is about coming back to you, coming to your home, to your heart, and discover what works for you. I do hope that this is really, really valuable for you. And you have this guidance, you have all these questions that you can take home with you, and you can work with it in every area of your life. And everywhere where you have the comments and the judgment and whatever is coming up for you right now, excuses, please don't buy into all the limiting beliefs. Let it go. And let it go not only on the saying, like truly, like the same way that I invited you to come in naked to listen to me. And you can play with this like supreme tool if you wish. If I didn't knew XYZ, what else would I be able to see? If I didn't knew XYZ, what else would be available for me? And of course, you can work with it every morning. You have your own coffee, and you take these questions and you answer to them every single day. It will create magic. Believe me, it will create magic. But it is only if you are consistent. Only if you take the time every single day to actually do it. And here and there, you may find that life gets in the way, that maybe your child is coming and asks you to play with it. Maybe somebody is calling you, can you do me a favor? And you drop everything else and you stop looking for your heart. And for a couple of minutes that can create magic in your life. If you find yourself in any situation like this, please know that I am here. And if you would like to go where you wish to go faster and have a balanced life and love yourself and show compassion to yourself, and not only to yourself, because in the moment when you show compassion to yourself and you have a balanced well-being, it's not about you anymore. It is about every single one around you. I know that right now you may have the belief that I have to be there for my mom, for my kids, for my husband, for my best friends. They have so many things, they go through so many things, but let me break it to you. If you fell down, if you go to hospital, if you burned out, or if you go back to bed for 2 months, who will be there for your child, husband, friends, mother, whatever the situation may be in your life? And all these things that I have said in the last 30 seconds, I lived them. 6 months ago, I was in bed for 2 months. I wasn't able to do anything else but go to work and come home. Previous to that, what was it previous to that? Previous to that, I was putting so much effort at my workplace, and I was doing so kind of like the big team was kind of split in two. Half of it was working for the other half. I literally burned out 2 times in 1 year. And the second time it was bad that I had to take medical leave. Prior to that, I was working myself to exhaustion. I had an internal bleeding that put me out of work for 4 days in hospital, and of course I needed more recovery, but I wasn't as empowered as I am today, and I was arguing with the doctor to let me out of the hospital. Eventually it was my doctor's way, and I stayed for 4 days in hospital as I needed blood transfusion. I was released from hospital at 12, and at 5 I was at work. I was barely staying on my feet. I was barely holding myself on my feet. I was weak. And the only thing I could think at that point in time, which this point is about 2018, it was like, I need to work. I cannot afford to pay my rent. So please, learn from my mistakes and know when to stop. Know when to choose presence in your life. And that wasn't it. Just before I actually was taken by ambulance, I was preparing to drive. Luckily, I wasn't able to get out of that house because ambulance took me first. So I'm asking you, what does have to happen in your life to actually stop and reflect and choose greater for your life, but in the space that you choose from presence? You can have a balanced life. And you can do everything you want to do as well. They can work together. You may need some tools and some guidance for you to know where to go or how to go in the way that you can have it all. And of course, it's not about everything being flower power. It's not about everything just going through life just like that. There will be tough times, but precisely for those tough times, you need to stop from time to time and to choose and to embody that you truly and deeply love and accept yourself where you're at in your life. What are the limiting beliefs that are running your life? Do you even know them? There are so many things that we don't know. We don't know because we don't stop. We are running around the clock. And we may think that's the way, but sometimes it isn't. And I've seen so many people that they literally didn't make it to where they wanted. And this is not to make you sad, but this does happen. And you may know situations when all of the sudden, some of the best friends, they don't wake up the next morning. Ask yourself, what reality are you creating for you and your family? How would you like to live your life from now on? If you resonate with me, if you feel that there are some things that you need guidance or support, I just want you to know that I'm here. And if you choose to, you can click that button below and book a call with me. I'm so grateful that you were taking the time to listen to this. And I know these questions will play in your head, regardless if you book the call or not. I truly desire that you take this question and you look at it from a space, not that you discover them in the workshop or not, but give yourself 10 days every morning at your coffee or when you're driving. They create so much. I don't listen to music in my car. I may listen to books, but not to music. And when I don't listen to music, all these questions, they play in my head. Okay, what else is possible for me that I have never considered? Maybe somebody triggers me. Maybe I deal with a situation. I always ask questions so I can create better, so I can live a better life, so I can contribute for you in a better way. My mission is to help and empower women and the new generation that they come. My mission is to take you from where you're at today to the level when you can say with a smile on your face that you deeply and completely accept and love yourself. And that's not the level that is superficial. It is the level that you embody the self-love. And let me tell you a quick story about unconditional self-love, and I will end this. So, a few time ago, I was reaching the point where I was doing mirror work and I was doing a lot of inner work with myself, and I was getting coached, and I was going through so many programs, and I said, that's it. I love myself to the level that, I'm like on a 10 level. From 0 to 10, I thought I'm 10. That much I was working with myself. And when my mother got sick with cancer 2 years ago, now it's almost 3, I wasn't willing to cut my hair. And I was looking, why do I hold that much into my hair? And I was working with my coach, and I got to the awareness that I'm not willing to cut my hair because my mother used to keep me always when I was a child until 10 years old, only with short hair like a boy. And I hated it. I always liked long hair. So if you look on my website, you will see some picture with me having long hair. It took me 2 years of inner work and coaching to be willing to cut my hair. So that wasn't the point where I actually cut my hair. It was the point where I was willing to cut my hair. And from the moment I was willing to cut my hair, till when I did it, they were at least 5 more months. So, she got cancer, she did chemo, and she became bald. And I was like, please don't ask me this. Anything but not my hair. I help you, I support you the way I can, but don't ask me to, I was always impressed about the things that people, they choose to be solidary to the persons in their life, like husband to wife, daughter to mother, and so on. I wasn't able to do that. And I was holding, that was all my beauty, that was all my shine. And remember, it took me 2 years to be willing to cut my hair, and it took another 5 to 7 months, if I'm not mistaken, to actually go and cut my hair. And I wanted to go bald, but I had a discussion at the hairdresser. Actually, it was a stylist, it was a guy, and he thought that I'll feel sorry, so it was like a bit longer on the side and like really, really short at the back. And I was fine. I expected myself to cry while he would cut my hair. I was fine. I was in peace with my choice. Yet, after, the first week, the haircut, like the hair started growing a little bit, and I'm not that kind of person that really arranges with gel and everything, or, like with hairspray. And I didn't like it. I had days when I was looking in the mirror and I wasn't happy what I was seeing. And then made me ask, yeah, but you said you love yourself so much and deeply and completely. What happened to that? My confidence was going down. So I learned that there is no such a thing as something you reach a level and you never go down. There is always something that may trigger you. And the secret to that is, how do you react to situations like this? Or maybe even more painful. And again, this is not, please get this is not about, I work 3 months and I'm done. There is no such a thing. The moment when you start to work with your limiting beliefs, with your points of view, with your limitations, with the triggers that you may have, in one way, you will learn to have ease with other triggers. But in another way, you will see that you will always have to clear until you actually find the root cause, When you clear something on the surface, that may came up, and you clear it and it keeps coming up because somewhere you didn't clear it at all. But let's face it, we do go through life. We do have to deal with different kind of situations. And it's not about, somebody is taking all the pain. It's about learning tools and techniques that work for you. Please get this. This is like really, really important. This is one of the key points. Choose things that work for you, not for your neighbor, not for your friend, not for your doctor. Stop going blindly into something just because somebody said. What would it be your life if you would ask at every choice that you make with presence and awareness, is this actually a contribution for me? Is this creating greater in my life? And if it's not, and always follow your intuition. Your intuition is always right. It won't fail you at any point. thank you so much for being here and listening to me. And I hope you took notes. If not, you can come back and listen to this training again. I know maybe it's not what you expected, but I guarantee you, if you take this question and you ask yourself this at least 10 days, every morning at the coffee, when you're having your coffee, or when you're driving, or when you're having your shower, I guarantee you it will create so much awareness that nobody could give you, I don't know, as a gift. It will be more valuable than any other gift in money or gold or whatever you like. And again, if you resonate with me, and if you would like to have somebody that holds your hand while you're going through all this process, I'm here. So click that button below and let's meet face to face. I mean, in online, but let's have a one-to-one call. Thank you so much, and looking forward seeing you in a Zoom, or why not meeting you in person at any point in life. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for you, and I would love to hear from you. Either way, feel free to send me an email. Thank you. Bye.